Show. It's your boy George Ricer in the building. We had a little technical difficulties in the beginning, but now we got it. We are back live and on top. I appreciate your time. Thank you guys for watching the Unafraid Show or listening to the Unafraid Show on a daily basis. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your energy. Always visit unafraidshow.com. We got shirts, we got gear, and we also always have really good content up there for you guys. We got a bunch of good things up and on track for you guys today. We're going to start with one thing, Aaron Hernandez. So there was a crazy story that came out in the Boston Globe and a bunch of accounts about crazy behavior from his teammates. We're going to talk about that. The NBA season is starting. John Mara, the owner of the Giants, had the audacity to say some crazy stuff about Odell Beckham Jr. And Nick Bosa is taking heat for leaving Ohio State. But we're going to start first with the fun fact of the day. The fun fact of the day is this. This is going to blow your mind. I told you yesterday about Mad Dog 2020 not being called Mad Dog, that it's actually Mogan, whatever. But today, fun fact, 7% of Americans believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Yes, 7%. That doesn't sound like that many people, but over the course of America, that's 16 million people that believe that craziness. So that's insanity. Like that lets you know why you need labels on the side of, like, why you need to explicitly say the directions to people. Otherwise, they'll kill themselves. But if we wanted to get directly into, I want to start with Giants owner John Mara. He was at the owners meetings today. And you know, Odell Beckham Jr., he did the interview with Lil Wayne last week. He has a little thing on Instagram Live. And he said, quote, John Mara said, "I wish he would create more headlines by his play on the field as opposed to what he says and what he does off the field. I think he needs to do a little more playing and a little less talking." Okay, so I have a bunch of problems with what John Mara said. I got a bunch of problems with this. Because first and foremost, this is John Mara who stayed silent when his kicker, John Brown, was found out to be beating his wife. Didn't say a damn word. Not one single solitary word, but now you got to be talking about OBJ. Really? He's the bright spot of your team right now, him and Saquon Barkley. You got Eli Manning, who you have defended, who you did not draft a quarterback replacement for. And you have the nerve and the audacity to say something about Odell Beckham Jr. Boy. I mean, it just didn't make sense to me at all because he's not the problem. The problem is he can't get the ball. Eli Manning is obviously a two-time Super Bowl champion. He's not a Hall of Famer. But at the end of the day, a wide receiver is only as good as the guy throwing him the ball. You cannot be a dominant, a great wide receiver if the quarterback cannot get you the football. And they showed a crazy stat about Eli Manning's passes. They're all crazy close to the line of scrimmage. I watched the game. I watched the game against the Eagles. Like, he didn't even give his wide receivers a chance to make plays. Come on, man. We know OBJ will make plays if you give him a shot. But the owner coming out like bad-mouthing his best player, besides Saquon Barkley, in the media, when you stay silent on your kicker, when you stay silent on other issues, but you want to talk now. Oh, yeah, John Mara, you got a lot to say now, huh? No, man, because the reality is Eli Manning is the problem. It's not Odell Beckham Jr. He's frustrated from being a great player and not being able to show his talents. But you know what John Mara is really afraid of? John Mara is really afraid of the backlash from getting rid of Eli Manning. Because last year when they benched him for Geno Smith, you know what happened? Everybody was upset because he broke the start streak. And now they're afraid of backlash. No, the New York Giants fans want him gone too. They want a better replacement. Just don't bring in Blake Bortles. They might even take Kaepernick if you bring him in. They'll take anything at this point in time because they're 1-5. The second thing up today. Oh my God. The Aaron Hernandez story. So there is an article in the Boston Globe. I posted it on my Twitter at George Reister. In the Boston Globe, detailing Aaron Hernandez's life. All the speculation, it gets to the details. Talk to his brother, talk to his best friend from middle school, talk to his girl, talk to his mom, everybody. Like so many details of this. And I find it intriguing because I am roped into Aaron Hernandez for a bunch of reasons. And because when he first got arrested for murder of Odin Lloyd, like it was weird because like my heart broke. And this story to me with Aaron Hernandez is much like, I feel like we're watching the OJ Simpson story right now. Like it's different, but it's the same. Like it's captivating. We all want more. Like we cannot get enough of it. And the story, it details some crazy things that happened with his teammates. So I want to read you a story real quick about what happened with Brandon Lloyd, the wide receiver. He's playing Denver. I think it was a first-round draft pick, but he went to New England. So he had a conversation when he first got there with Wes Welker. And here is what Wes Welker said to him. Quote, he's looking at me wide-eyed. He's talking about Wes while you're sitting on your stool, like, because everybody's got stools in the locker room. And he was saying that he's going to have his genitalia out while you're sitting on the stool. He's going to talk about gay sex. Just do your best to ignore it, even walk away. So that's one of the stories. Other stories about confrontations with him and Tom Brady, with him and other players on the team where he would like blow up, then be crying, sad, wondering if he's good enough. Like it is crazy. Like the stories in that his teammates said, it reminded me of the Charles Haley stories. Charles Haley's the defensive end, got I think 5 or 6 Super Bowl rings, one of the best defensive players of all time. And Charles Haley was a nasty dude. Like he's a guy who is known around in football locker rooms during that time for having a big penis. He had a big one. Apparently, I've never seen he's much older than me, but they said he used to run around slinging it around the locker room, just slinging it around, so people could see like he was like showing off his machoism. Like these are the crazy stories that I mean, like coming hitting people with it, all of these stuff. But he was like a bad dude, so people wouldn't necessarily confront him because like you could really die behind this apparently. Like that he's not got all his screws there. So those are some of the Charles Haley stories. And these Aaron Hernandez stories like are kind of the same thing. And I will tell you, I am roped into the Aaron Hernandez thing. And like I said, the story is posted on my Twitter at George Reister, the Boston Globe story. So Aaron Hernandez apparently was abused by his father, had some sort of sexual molestation as a kid. His dad died when he was in high school having hernia surgery. Like, and I mean, all sorts of crazy stuff. And then apparently when he was young, his dad felt like he was very effeminate. And he wanted to break him out of that like a real man should. I'll beat it out of you, son. That don't work. And so apparently he felt very uncomfortable. And the reason why, that's just another reason why the Aaron Hernandez story just like ropes me in so much and why I cannot get enough of it. So I'll go to his childhood in just a second. But I wanted to talk about why I am so into this story, why it's like the OJ case for me, is that when I saw Aaron Hernandez, he got arrested, I think he was 24, 25 years old, and you're just sitting there just like, damn, like, man, like, your whole entire life is in front of you. I was just in his shoes playing in the NFL. I'm like, damn, Aaron, like what the hell is going on? Like, my heart broke for him. And it broke for his family, broke for his daughter. I'm just sitting there just like, damn, like this is like, imagine yourself going from living in your big old house, playing on Sundays, doing things that you love, to being in a jail cell permanently, to where you end up killing yourself. I know people are going to say to me, George, but what about the guy who killed Odin Lloyd and all the other transgressions in the past? I have no idea why. Yes, I care about those transgressions. And I feel bad for Odin Lloyd because the man is dead. But at the same time, like, I'm allowed to have compassion for him and then still think he's like did horrible things at the same time. I don't know why. I mean, it's probably for the same reason why, like you have compassion for other people. We just don't know like what stories like resonate with us, because a couple bad decisions that you didn't have anything to do with, him being molested as a kid, dad being abusive, dad dying, and having all these other things happen to him. You're just sitting there like you kind of, and then he had like stage 3 CTE. So it's not even stage 1, stage 2. Like they said he had the brain of like a 50, 60-year-old man who had CTE for a long time. And you're just sitting, and I'm just sitting there like, damn, like you don't get a pass for doing these things. But it's still like, you're like, damn, like, what was he supposed to do? What was he supposed to do? I mean, to help himself, because if your brain is all screwed up, there's nothing you can do about it. Yes, are you a danger to other people and you should be away from other people? 100%. But, you guys can be upset because I have some compassion for Aaron Hernandez. But, yeah, but this story, I believe we're going to see mini series on it. I think we're going to see 10, 15 years from now, we're going to see all kind of things. And apparently the gay rumors were true. I don't know about the jail one, but apparently because they talked to his best friend from when he was in high school, or middle school and high school, that they were best friends, would smoke weed together all the time, use drugs together, but they also were in a sexual relationship too. Find that interesting. So there's so many questions about what the motive was for Odin Lloyd dying, who did it, who else was there, all of these things. And we will find out eventually. Just like we found out everything with the OJ case, we will find out everything with this as well. I want to talk about Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa is the Ohio State defensive end. His brother plays for the Chargers. Nick Bosa is probably going to be the #1 pick in the NFL draft. Probably. If it's not a quarterback, he will be one of the top picks. He's a defensive end. His brother's good. He's good. Like, this is just the way things are. And he decided to withdraw from Ohio State. He got injured this year, and maybe he could make a comeback at the end of the year, but he's decided to forego the rest of his eligibility, withdraw from school. And people are critical of that. And I don't understand. The NCAA is not going to pay his health insurance long term. The NCAA is not going to take care of him long term. They're not going to take care of Nick Bosa. So why on earth, if you're Nick Bosa, would you have loyalty to Ohio State? Why would you have loyalty to anybody else except for self in this situation? Because Ohio State, you see what they did to protect Urban Meyer. You see what they did like that to protect Urban Meyer. There is no way in hell that they would do that to protect Nick Bosa. If Nick Bosa did what Urban Meyer did or something, was accused of something else, they'll kick his ass out of school. So if you're Nick Bosa, you have to make the best decisions. People are calling him selfish. They're calling him, oh, he doesn't want to compete, this and that. No, man. We all have to look out for our best interests. And you have a finite amount of time to make a lot of money. And if you just got hurt You're thinking, nah, I'm not willing to risk this again. I need them checks like Big Brother. I need them big dollars. So I don't blame them. I mean, like the NCAA, there's a case going on right now. We detailed it, Austin versus the NCAA. We detailed it on unafraidshow.com. It's about the scholarship limit. Because the college football, basketball, all this stuff, scholarship limit is based upon the cost of tuition. So if you go on the school's website, they tell you what the cost of tuition is for room, board, living expenses, all of that. And that's how they figure out the cost of attendance, and that's what your scholarship is worth. So that's how they figure out your stipend and all of the extra money that you get. But there's an but the Austin versus the NCAA is just a lawsuit by players saying that that the scholarship cap violates antitrust laws. That the conferences should be able to individually decide how much a scholarship is worth. And Nick Bosa, he's not getting anything for Ohio State winning all these games. He might get a couple extra sweatsuits. He might get a couple extra, might get some nice extra shoes. But what the hell is that? That doesn't protect you. That's not going to pay his medical bills if something happens to him. No, go get them big checks. And I also saw some people who compared his situation to Denzel Ward, the Ohio State cornerback who's now balling out with the Cleveland Browns, for him sitting out. They're like, Nick Bosa's situation is better. Ward was just weak. Why? Everybody's got to protect it. Christian McCaffrey did it. Royce Freeman did it. Now you got Nick Bosa doing it. And because they all don't want to be Jake Butt. Jake Butt, the Michigan tight end, who probably was going to be a first, second round draft pick, ended up, I think, going in the 6th round because he got hurt. Come on, man. We gotta stop with this. Oh, crazy story happened. I don't watch Dancing with the Stars, but I saw a gross video. DeMarcus Ware, he's on Dancing with the Stars, former Denver Broncos and Cowboys defensive end, Super Bowl champion. He's on Dancing with the Stars with his little milk dud head. And they were doing something, and the dude broke his finger. Well, dislocated his finger, and that sucker just... His partner was in the corner crying and all of that. And he just took it like a football player would. Went to the hospital, popped it back in. And that reminded me of when I was playing in Jacksonville against the Chiefs. It was the last game of the season, I think 2006, 2007. And... first play of the game, I dislocate my finger for the first time in my life. Had no idea what this felt like. So I'm getting up off the ground after a catch, and I get back to the huddle, and I'm trying to close my hand, and my hand won't close. And I look, and my ring finger is like, that thing was off to the left. And so I ran over to the sideline. It was funny because I've seen it happen, but I had never had it happen to me. I run over to the sideline. I tell the trainer, I'm like, trainer! Like I'm yelling. I'm not crying, but I'm yelling. And I just stick my hand out and like, my finger. So he pulls off my glove, pops it back in, buddy tapes, and you go back in. But I find it crazy that DeMarcus Ware, who was one of the toughest guys I ever played against, like he gets hurt like this on Dancing with the Stars. Another funny DeMarcus Ware story. I was playing with the Jaguars, and it was his rookie year with the Cowboys. I was kind of in the backfield blocking, and he came off the edge blitzing. I had no clue who this kid was. I knew he was a first-round draft pick, but you had no film on him. It was the beginning of the season, one of the first games of the season. And this dude hit me, bam, right in the face. He's getting ready to go hit Byron Leftwich. I end up having to turn around and butt block him like I'm just sitting over here booty blocking him. And that's when I knew that DeMarcus Ware was going to be real, because he did it to me the first time. Last thing we got up, the NBA season starts today. This is big talk. This is big news. because everybody loves the NBA. Everybody loves the NBA. The only problem with the NBA is this. It is October, the middle of October. Football season is literally halfway. I cannot be that excited about the NBA. But because the NBA is the one league that you do not care about the regular season very much. It is just like a waiting game until the postseason. That's what you're waiting on. And my only wish for the NBA is this. Of course, I'm going to be watching LeBron. I'm going to enjoy all of that because I'm a Lakers guy. But here's what I want. I just don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want Chris Paul hurt. I don't want LeBron hurt. I don't want Kyrie Irving hurt. I don't want. I know that Russell Westbrook is not gonna play today because he's hurt. I don't want any of these guys hurt. I want the playoffs to show up and people to ball out the way that they're supposed to ball out, so I can get some enjoyment as a fan. I don't want sweeps. I want the West to be competitive. I want every game for everybody to feel like they can lose. That's what I want from the NBA. I want parity. I want the Golden State Warriors to, even though I do enjoy watching them play, I want them to be challenged. I want everybody to stay healthy. And I'm telling you this, but I will be watching LeBron play. But I fully can't get into it until football season is until Thanksgiving, man. Can't fully. And then I'll watch the Christmas Day game. And then after the New Year, basketball has got me, buddy. Basketball has got me. Because it's only so many football games are only on the weekend. So I need something to do during the week. You guys are watching the Unafraid Show. If you are a college football fan, the the Big Ten power rankings are up. The Big 12 power rankings are up. And the Hot Takes House is up. We went over the Hot Takes House on the program yesterday, but if you want to read about it, I expound on all these things. They're visual aids. There's so much fun going on. Raheem asked, who is going to rule the East? Dude, it is going to be the Boston Celtics. As long as everybody's healthy, that's a no-brainer. The Boston Celtics are going to win the East. Philadelphia 76ers are going to put up a good fight, but they still just don't have enough. And unless Markelle Fultz has broken out of his yips, they don't have a shot of dethroning the Celtics. The Celtics will be going to the NBA Finals because we know the Cavs won't be going again. Cavs won't even be making the playoffs. No chance. And then everybody who hates LeBron in Cleveland, their owner who thought he was disloyal for leaving, well, listen, you're going to miss him bad now. You're going to miss LeBron bad. And always go Ducks. Peace out, you guys. We will catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your energy. Visit unafraidshow.com. We will we'll not catch you guys tomorrow. We'll catch you guys on Thursday. We will be back on Thursday. Peace out.